Hi, this is the Black Bear Prepper, and today we're going to be talking about rope maintenance. Okay, now there's a couple part of rope maintenance. If you haven't seen our video on what to look for a damaged rope or when to retire a rope, we usually get in the cope and scouting type applications. In our dynamic ropes, we get about 5 years out of our ropes. That's a rope that's being used for a week or so once a year. We think that 5 year works pretty well. If we're using our static ropes take a lot less wear because we're not worried about stretching. So after the 5 year mark on our dynamics, usually always want to, after that 5 year mark, go ahead and switch them into a top rope situation. If you're using them for a lead climb, always we retire them at 5 years if they haven't had any big falls on them. Now if they have big falls, you need to retire them earlier, and we'll be talking about that in later videos on what to look for, what's a type 1, type 2, type 0.5 fall, and that will determine a lot of that. So we can't really say for you when you should retire yours, but we usually like to get about 5 years out of our ropes, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But a big part of that is making sure we keep them clean. Now our ropes, we usually wash them at least once a year, mattering how many times they're used. We'll usually use our ropes for a week for cope, and then we'll use them for about a week's worth of trips for the scouting program a year. So they get used about 2 weeks a year, really heavy. And then periodically we climb with our lead ropes. Now we have, like I said, two different types of ropes. We have static ropes, which tend to be a little bit more bomb-proof. They'll last about 10 years on those ropes because they don't have the stretching problem, and we only use those for top roping and rappelling. So they're not having the fall type situation that our lead ropes are. So definitely we try to at least get about 10 years out of those, but we'll want to look and maintain them, things like that. But today we're going to be washing our ropes, and we want to show you how to do that. Now you can buy a tool, costs about 25 bucks. It's a little brush. You run the ropes through and helps get the dirt off. The dirt actually gets into the core of the rope. We've got a shell on the outside, and then we have an inner core. That inner core is actually what supports the climber. The outside is for abrasion resistance in most ropes, not all, but in most ropes we have an outside core that is for abrasion resistance, or outside shell that's for abrasion resistance, and then on the inside we'll have an inner core which is usually white, and that will be what actually holds up the climber. That can be damaged by dirt, and dirt will cause about a 30% reduction in the braking strength of that rope. Now that doesn't sound like a lot, but when we start dealing with falls and things like that, we can really head up to those big numbers pretty quickly. So we want to clean them. So you can buy, like I said, you can buy scrubber brushes. I tend not to because they cost about 25 bucks. And you can buy rope wash, which costs about 15 to 20 bucks a bottle and it will do about 1 or 2 ropes. I go and I buy two things. This is a clean, not used toilet brush. I buy these at the dollar store for $1. I actually take them, they have the big U shape normally. I squish them together, I twist them in half, so it's actually cleaning both sides. So now there's a hole here and a hole here, and I'm going to be able to pull the rope through, and be able to pull it through while it's underwater. Now the other thing we use is, instead of reusing rope wash, we use Woolite. We're a big fan of Woolite. Woolite is a great product that works, I feel, just as good. We definitely do not want to put our ropes inside the wash machine. Detergents are very deadly to ropes. They will cause more damage than anything else, and a lot of the dirt that's already in wash machines that never kind of washes out. So we use bathtubs. We let it soak in our water. We'll take about a bottle of Woolite to a full tub of water. This happens to be a full-size jet tub. And what we'll do, we'll let our rope soak for about an hour and a half. Every about 15 minutes I come in here and I shake up the water. Now, and then we actually run our ropes through our washer here while we're underneath the water to make sure we're getting it cleaned out. And we're pulling that through and getting that, all the dirt and junk off the ropes. Now the other thing we want to do is, while we're getting ready to wash, Madison, go ahead and back up a little bit here. we have our rope bag, and all of our ropes always stay inside. We have a rope room at our house that keeps all of our camping gear and our ropes and climbing gear. They keep them at a climate-controlled environment. We want to keep them around 70 degrees with low humidity. So air-conditioned houses tend to be really nice for that. Garages are killers. Heat is bad for ropes. Cold, moist weather, bad for ropes, so we want to keep them inside. So as we're taking them out of our rope bags, we keep these in trash bags here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take them and we'll call flaking the rope out, as Madison will watch here. And we're checking the rope. We're running it through both sides of our hands, and we're looking for any deformations in the rope. We're looking for any big burn marks. We're looking for all those really dirty spots where it looks like it might have been worn. Signs that we may need to retire this rope. Now this is our lead rope for this year. We have one other rope. We retired one of our other static line ropes. So we'll be using, this is our lead this year. This is a dry rope, which is a dry treatment, and you can retreat the dry treatments if you want to go down and pay the extra money for it, but we tend not to use ours in the water, so we tend to do that. Now once we've got them in there, we want to sit there and swish them around real good, make sure they're nice and swished around, and we want to do that every 15-20 minutes. And you'll see the water here is getting pretty brown. That's all the dirt that's coming off the items, and you can already see this rope. This is a pretty dirty rope, and it's already starting to come out a little nicer. Don't expect miracles. It tends not to take out stains, but it tends to get the dirt out, and that's what we're trying to do. So, real simple. After we're done here, we take them outside, we lay them out, and on a table outside in the sun, and we let them set to where they can dry out completely. Usually, we like to see our ropes dry, not in the sun, in the shaded areas, like underneath the cover. We don't want to put our ropes in the sun, but we want to let them dry outside so they can get where we got good ventilation, and let them dry for a good 3 to 4 days minimum. So this is not something you want to do the night before you go climbing, because remember, water can actually derate the rope by about 30% also. So dirt and water, definitely not our friends when we're climbing. So this is the Black Bear Prepper. If you have any questions, leave us a comment at the bottom or a question. If you like our videos, please like and share. Tell your friends about us, and if you have any other questions, hit us back up or videos you want to see. Have a great day.